I need you to be in a safe escape place, babe.
Yeah. She doesn't even know I'm recording.
I'm gonna use the wheelbarrow. Start piling this stuff up in it.
Hey guys, it's Kyle and Shannon. We're back out at the land today. Got some projects to do, some more cleanup. Kind of already got going, didn't start shooting as soon as we got out here, but caught Shannon in action. Thought we'd go ahead and start a video. Today we plan to clean some of this up. We got some of the brush that we took down when we did the driveway cleanup. So we got this stuff over here. We've got that tree that I downed a few weeks back. We're gonna try to clean that up. We are trying basically to push back further what we've already done. We want to extend that back a little bit further, get this kind of clear over here. Here in a little bit, I'll take you over here and show you what our gracious neighbor did for us. Couldn't be more grateful. We're very happy about it. It looks wonderful. And you guys were 100% right. You know, we talked to him, caught him in the act, and he talked about how he's retired. They enjoy exercising, getting their exercise in, and things like that are the best way for them to do it. Their land is obviously set up the way that they want, so they don't have a lot of work to do over there, especially this time of year. So I think for them, both of them, we saw them out here sweating and working and met with them a couple times. So they are retired and they enjoy the work, getting the work in. I think another part of it was they used to clean this up a lot over the years, and then the previous owner decided not to pay them to do it anymore. So it's been bothering them because they really liked it to be cleaned up and a little bit prettier. And now it is. So we're gonna continue that today.
Good work.
Thank you.
I'll get the other one. Nope. Big hands.
Got it. Making progress.
A little bit at a time.
So I found a tree over here with about 3 limbs that look to be hanging down, kind of manageable. So we're gonna cut those down. What you just saw us doing over here, these were the thorns and the briars from what the neighbor couldn't get with his tractor because he's just got a little 4-foot rotary cutter and he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to get through it. So between my dad's brush cutter and our little steel garden pruner, we just knocked that down pretty quick and made light work of it. We are on the other side of the driveway from where we cleaned up in some previous videos, and this is the section that our neighbor wanted to clean for us. It's probably maybe 3 or 4 times bigger than the side that we cleaned a couple videos ago, the other side of the driveway. And he asked me, I think I mentioned this in the last video, but he asked me if I push mowed all that, and I told him we were using a push trimmer, but of course it's a whole lot more work. So literally, I think it was like a day or 2 after he told us, same day that they came and brought the power in, he and his wife came up here and did this in the course of 2 days. We came out yesterday, kind of inspect the power situation, make sure we were pleased with everything up there, and we caught her out here. She was sweating, but just happy as could be. I think they have been chomping at the bit for a long time to get this cleaned up, and she was so sweet. She literally had like 2 piles left, just small little piles, and she's dripping with sweat, red-faced, and we were like, oh man, can we help you? She goes, no, I'm almost there. So Mr. C had gone in for his afternoon nap. Apparently she doesn't take naps. And she knew that when he got back out, he was going to be upset with her for keeping working. So he came over, we talked to him for a little bit, but man, look at what they did. This just looks great. All the way over to, I don't know if you can see that tree with what appears to be maybe a rake or something leaning up to it. I think that's kind of the beginning of their property. And they cleaned all of this, and it was just as bad as the stuff we did over on the other side of the driveway. So huge, huge thankfulness for them and what they were willing to do. And I think they actually enjoyed it a bit. Looks good, doesn't it?
It looks so good.
I mean, they saved us days and days worth of work without a tractor.
Oh, definitely.
So Shannon's gonna bake them a little coffee cake, and I'm gonna go get him a gift card to one of the steakhouses in town, because I know he didn't want payment, and I'm not necessarily handing him money, but I just want him to know how much we appreciate it. And super nice of him. I don't think that's the last of the work that we'll see. So let's get over here and get the dead branches out of this tree. So I'm gonna cut it about 3 times. I'm probably gonna get it right there behind the Y where those branches come out, and then we'll do one more about 8 feet back, and then we'll do one all the way back at the trunk. That way it's manageable pieces to carry over there.
Sounds good. That just sounds dead as it falls.
Yeah, it very much is. I don't know if I can get all the way out to those other 2, but I should be able to get to this one here.
There's a little bit of a break over here in these trees. Maybe you can go through there to get closer.
Yeah, I probably should have gotten in position before I lengthened this out. That'll be all right.
Come this way, babe. Come this way. Yeah.
That's a big, thick one, so we're gonna be here for a second.
That's fine. Good job.
Thank you. I'm not sure if I can get all the way up there.
Don't do anything risky.
I'm eating sawdust on that one.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to chop up that other one in pieces as well. I can't see.
You need your back to the sun.
No.
I need you to be in a safe escape place, babe.
Yeah. Say it looks pretty good.
I agree. Good job.
Do I have sawdust on me?
Just a little bit.
I feel like I just ate about half a tree.
Well, shall we put all the small stuff in the wheelbarrow and then line this up for some bigger cutting?
Yeah. Sorry, I got attacked by some thorns.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll clear the little limbs out of there. And then some of them are big enough that technically we could start a actual firewood pile.
Okay.
I don't know how good that stuff is. I think that tree's about had it, but I don't know. It's worth not throwing in the scrap pile just yet, you know,
Yeah,
until we know different.
I totally agree.
All right, let's do that.
That's some black walnut right there.
Got termites. Or flying ants or something.
That looks like termites.
So we finished up what Mr. and Mrs. C started for us. There was still that real thick, I don't know, thorns, or what do you call them?
I think those were sumac, actually.
Oh, I don't know. Briars. People call them briars.
Briars, okay.
I might need to look up exactly what those are. Not 100% sure, but maybe it's that thick stuff right there. But he had left that for us, and I got Dad's brush whacker out. Didn't have the greatest of luck with it up there in the last video. I just didn't work with it enough, and we got interrupted, so we thought we'd whip that back out today, and that's exactly what we did. So all of this right here was thicker than that right there. Got all this stuff out. Shannon's trying to, we're gonna have to kind of work on some of these little stems, or I don't know, briar stumps, whatever you want to call them, because we trip over them a lot. So we got at the pole saw and we cut out those low hanging limbs that were dead and, I don't know, hitting me in the head. We may do some of the ones further down here in the near future, but not too worried about it today. So
right now it's good.
Yeah. So we are very pleased with this over here. This is really pretty much done. We'll push a little further down into the hill in the future, but we've got plenty more to do over on the other side of the driveway. But I know that Mr. and Mrs. C just really felt good about this. So Shannon and I kind of wanted to see it through. They love seeing things cleaned up. Maybe now they can kind of rest and recoup. So we're gonna jump over here, finish up cleaning up the little section next to these two trees, get it in our monster scrap pile that we have, and then see if we can find a place to stack some of that firewood that we just cut. All right, let's do it.
Man, good work, babe.
That is, I'm ready to retire that and get whatever it takes to not have to use it anymore.
I know, I'm sure our followers are probably tired of seeing us use it, but that thing cuts some stuff down.
Well, that's all we got for right now, without having Mr. and Mrs. C bring their tractor over here.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get a tractor one of these days, but right now we got to figure out the land and figure out the terrain.
Yeah.
Without a tractor.
Well, if we keep this down enough, most of this I think we can hit with a good sized riding mower. It's
maybe the riding mower you have at the house.
Maybe. I can't get that one. I can't get the deck up very high on that one.
Oh.
And yeah. So they make your zero turns that are a little more commercial, that you can really adjust that deck so that we're not down in the stems of all that stuff.
That makes sense.
I gotta cool off.
You cool?
You're attacking the thorns?
I'm attacking the thorns. I know it's probably not like the best way to do it, but I don't know how else to do it, so that's what I'm doing.
Looks fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm sure people will tell us much smarter ways to do this, but right now, this is the way I have. I keep tripping on this little deer carcass up here.
Yeah, we saw that last year. I didn't think it was that far off the driveway, but
I didn't either.
found it when I hit it with the trimmer and sent half of it flying.
This will give everybody a little bit of an idea how much higher the driveway is than where I'm standing.
Yeah, it's quite a difference right there, huh?
Yeah, this valley's pretty deep right here.
There's some nasty thorn vines up in that stuff. I caught one that I couldn't even tell it was thorns except for the fact that it was stuck in me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, that tree is just ate up with thorns.
Yeah, and vines.
That's what I meant, vines.
Yeah.
This is the tree Kyle cut down. And man, you get into this over here, and it is a bunch of gross thorns. I'd really like to rent a tractor and get all that cut up. And then it looks like there's another tree over here, actually two maybe, that fell, that need to be cut up too, and probably just use as firewood.
We've made some really good progress today. We're a little beat, little cut up, a little thorned up, but it's looking a whole lot better. We were able to finish what Mr. and Mrs. C did over there for us and get the bigger stuff cut down that they weren't able to with the tractor. So I imagine they'll come back over after we're done or come out early in the morning and take a look at it and inspect. Hopefully they're pleased with what they see. I know they enjoy seeing it cleaned up. We're walking up the driveway here. I'm going to show you the finished product of the electrical work they did this week. So there's the pole they cut down. That's the one that had the old 1954 meter on it. So we'll probably cut that up and burn it. That'd be great.
Or we can use it down at the edge of the driveway to replace some of those other poles.
We could make some posts.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. That'd be perfect. But they did a good job because we got it cleared out. You can see how close they were able to get to the ground with the base of it. So that's pretty fantastic, and they tried their best. You can see they took multiple stabs at it to get down there, so
Yeah, they did great.
kudos to you guys for getting that done. It looks great. We do have this old pole that they said was ours, not theirs. Don't know what to do with that. Piece of conduit. I don't know. And there's our new meter and breaker and all that good stuff. And look, we actually have a couple plug-ins. That feels nice. Haven't used any juice yet, but it's here. And I'm sure we will in due time. So I think that's all we've got for you today. A couple things we didn't quite get around to because we got sidetracked or distracted over there cleaning up the final remnants of what Mr. and Mrs. C did. Again, we're gonna get them a little gift, little thank you card and gift card, and Shannon's gonna bake something yummy. So very sweet of them for doing that. They seem to enjoy it. Probably gonna need a couple days to recover after it, but
That was a lot of hard work.
it was a lot of hard work. And we're making really good progress here. We're taking advantage of the weather, taking advantage of this time of year so that we're not getting ate up by bugs. I did, get some poison ivy, so apparently you can still do that in the cooler season. But yeah, we're gonna keep trucking along. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.
Bye.